of you have been asking me. And I just got the ping from the universe, hey, it's a good time to go and do it. So today I'm going to be doing my understanding and interpretation of the chanting of the Heart Sutra. Now, please bear in mind that this is not meant to officially represent any religion or institution in any formal way. If you want a proper, detailed explanation of what all of this is about, I encourage you to look at the many, many resources that exist online for people who want to know a little bit more about it. For me, the Heart Sutra is one of the most powerful chants in the world, especially to get through whatever it is humanity is going through right now. And as you know, as I have spoken of many times, and I'm sure others have as well, the heart is not something that's very cuddly, gooey, and so on and so forth. The actual vibration of the heart chakra is very detached, compassionate, but very, very detached. And it is in this paradox that we actually find what we are understanding as spiritual love. So I know this comes at a strange time, given that some of you are still celebrating Valentine's Day. Um, but for me, it's been the Heart Sutra running in my head. So I'm just going to read two paragraphs of what it is in English. Again, you can look this up online. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of my experiences, and then we're going to get into the chant itself. But again, there are official recordings of this online with monks who have dedicated years of their life and practice to understanding this and explaining this. So please do look at those resources if you want a more complete explanation. What I know directly from spirit. It ain't something that anybody taught me, at least not in this life. I remember, and I've always had this very strong relationship with Buddhism and, in fact, many other world religions. But I remember I was in Bodhgaya, and they had built up the place with lots of gold and everything, to make it look all official and holy. And I didn't like it. I remember going to Dharamshala and thinking the same thing. But there was one part of it that I did like, and it was basically the tree under which Siddharta Gautama is said to have attained enlightenment. And this was a terrible trip for me. I was with the wrong people. I was pissed off most of the time, and I was also feeling kind of cheeky. So I sat a little bit, like if the tree is here, I sat to the side of it. I think I sat to the left side of it, facing it. And I said, okay, if you are still here, and if you want to communicate with me, I want you to drop a leaf from your tree in my lap. And I know it's a bit cheeky, but I was already kind of riled up at that point. So I was sitting there chanting away. Nothing happened. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then all of a sudden, two leaves fall off the tree a little bit a ways in front of me. And randomly, this security guard, who has absolutely no business doing any of this, comes over, takes the leaves, and basically just gives it straight to me. And I'm like, you are good. So, I've been to places like Bodhgaya, like Sarnath, like Dharamshala, and, I've in my own quiet way, I have gone to these places strongly associated with the Buddha and, sat there and meditated and chanted and looked at the energies and whatnot. And of course, time pilgrimaging in Nepal and shrines like Shyambunath and Namobuddha Monastery and places like that. So, that's been a different part of my journey. But it was cool. That was a cool moment. It's not one that I would it's not one that I would forget. So let's get to the Heart Sutra. This is what Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, replies to the Venerable Shariputra. Shariputra, whatever son or daughter of the lineage wishes to practice and engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom should look perfectly like this, subsequently looking perfectly and correctly at the emptiness of inherent existence of the five aggregates also. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form, form is also not other than emptiness. Likewise, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, like this, all phenomena are merely empty, having no characteristics. They are not produced and do not cease. They have no defilement and no separation from defilement. They have no decrease and no increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness. There is no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no tactile object, no phenomenon, and so on and so on and so on. Effectively, what they are talking about is the experience that I would say is in my practice, in the kinds of facilitations that I would do, it's very much the experience of that cosmic void. It is the kind of energy that in which everything is nothing and nothing is everything. I remember on Facebook, I actually had a group called The Void, and I was just like having it just as a space to sit down, but people kept trying to fill things in it because they didn't get that this was just meant to be nothing. And the people who got it felt really upset when I finally dissolved the group and kicked out everybody one by one, because I wanted it to be done. But the ones who got it went, "Thank you for holding this space," even though they had not said anything and I had not said anything, but there was that space of connectedness and transmutation of things. But that's very much what void energy is about. And it has a very profound experience with the heart chakra. So this is my, human recitation of the of the heart chakra. This is in the Japanese transliteration. Of course, this is popularized yet again by a monk named Kanho Yakushiji. And, I've been posting links to his reinterpretation of it, which actually works. A lot of the time, I hate remixes. Sure, detachment and compassion required there. But most of the time, I find them very, very grating because they kind of take away from the power of the actual mantra. People are more interested in the melody than the actual power of it or the actual meaning of it. But this reinterpretation really worked. And in fact, he did a thing where he had 60 monks, including Pema Chodron, if I'm not mistaken, chanting this together in this way. And it had such a powerful impact. So I'm going to be saying it. And, again, if you want proper pronunciation, proper meaning, etc., 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 please go and look for resources. This is not meant to be your end all be all, especially when working with other traditions. It is important to also go back and respect the roots. So let us begin. Okay. And I'm also, just so you know, this video is going to be a little short because I just noticed how low my battery is, so it works. Oh. So if the internet connection goes wonky, you know why. Let me just put my other phone on silent. All right. Let's see. Just give me a sec. Just want to make sure there's no interruptions on my end. Okay. All right. Makha hanya haramita shingyo kanji zaibo sagyojin hanya haramita jisho kengo onkai kudo issaiku yakushari shi shiki fui kuku fui shiki shiki sokuze kuku sokuze shiki juso gyo shiki yakubu nyoze shari shi ze shoho kuso fu sofu metsufu kufu jofu zofu genze kokuchu chumu shikimu ju sogyo shikimu genni bize shinni mu shikishokomi sokuho mugen kai nai shi mu shiki kai mu myo yakumu mu myo jin nai shi muro shi yakumuro shi jin mu kushu metsudo mu chi yakumu toku imu shotoku kobo dai satta e hanya haramita ko shin mukege ko mukufu onri isaiten domu soku kyonen hansanze shobutsu e hanya hara mitako toku wa nokutara sanmyaku sanbodai koshi hanya hara mita Sedai jin shu sedai myo shu ze mujo shu ze muto do shu no cho isai ku shinjitsu fu koko setsu hanya hara mita shu soku setsu shu watsu gyate hara gyate hara so gyate boji shwaha hanya shingyu. So yes, that is the way I would chant and read the Heart Sutra. It's basically on loop in the house. So yes, that's what I wanted to share with you today. And again, there are other versions online, and you can experience this and express this in your own way. But the most important thing for me when working with the energy of the Prashna Paramita Hridaya Srotam is very much, it has to come from here. It has to come from here. And when you are in the vibration of this, you are transported in a way that cannot be fully described. If you think you have words for it, you don't have it. That's how it is, basically. At best, you can kind of think about it in an abstract sense or even a technical sense to say what it is not. But what it is an experience that should not have words. So that is what I wanted to share with you. One of the chants that I absolutely love. I wanted to do this holding Lucky Cat, but Lucky Cat escaped. So that's fine. So I send all of you much love, very, very, very many blessings as always. And I'll be sure to also post some links to this and also more traditional versions of the chant. And remember, it's also in different languages. At the end of the day, go with the thing that actually works for you the most, because each soul has a different resonance with a different language, with a different land. This is for most of us, this ain't our first rodeo here. So, having said that, I send all of you very many blessings, lots and lots and lots of hugs, and go out and be loving, be kind, be generous to others, and most certainly to your loved ones and yourself. And may all things find their way in balance. Lots of love to you. Ciao, ciao for now. Bye bye.